I'm Paul Hoffman. I'm professor of history at Louisiana State University and one of the historical consultants for the Santa Elena Foundation. What we've been doing this week is working through a timeline that begins with Columbus and runs up through roughly to the time of founding of Jamestown, 1607. The main emphasis is on the period right before and during the founding of Santa Elena and the history of Santa Elena, which is roughly 1565 through 1587. Okay? But we've been trying to build an understanding among ourselves and with the folks from the foundation as to exactly what the parameters are of the story, because it's a story that's not just local. It's not just a story of religious conflict. It's a story of monastic, dynasties, European dynasties fighting with each other long before Florida almost was founded. It's a story about trade. It's a story about how you raise enough money to found a colony and what happens when you don't have enough money to found a colony. It's a story about who comes here. That's the part we know least about. We know generally who came here, but we don't, the details of their lives we don't know. How, where they come, why did they come here, the kind of problems they faced in terms of just dealing with the land, dealing with each other, dealing with Native Americans, the mistakes that they made in dealing with Native Americans and dealing to some degree with each other. And so we've been structuring the information that you really need to begin to develop an interpretive center. Now, it probably will not necessarily be a completely chronological presentation. It might start who knows where, but the core of it, the center of it, will be what happened at Santa Elena during the Spanish occupation. I'm pretty sure of that. And that's a really interesting story. There's a lot of archaeology still to go to get a lot of the details. We know some things. We know a lot of the history. We can imagine some of the details that are not there from various sources. And we can talk about a little bit about, for example, Dr. Parr's work on the role of women. We can talk about that a little bit more intelligently now, thanks to her work, we could have 10 years ago. So that's the kind of thing we're doing. And what the foundation wants to do with that is then take that material and begin to shape it and think about how they might present it. And that's a skill that historians and archaeologists do have in the exhibit space area. Okay?